is going to present his thoughts and his ideas on how science and technology can make a difference in our society, how science and technology can work for our society. May I please call upon Dr. Rushi Ghadawala. Please come up on stage.
Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity to share my views, my ideas, that how science and technology can be beneficial or can be useful for the civil society where we do live in. We all are belonging to India, and we all do share we do all expose our love, or we do show our love and concern to our motherland of India during very special occasions like 26th of January, 15th August, 2nd October, or any other occasion, especially when we win the cricket matches. Now, I'm a scientist basically, and that too very precise, a space scientist. So I will be talking a little bit, I'll be giving you the brief about how the present technologies can be useful to empower our rural societies and make them, to make their life equivalent to the level of the life which we are living at present. At the same time, I'm also going to share a very brief about how even space technology, obviously as I'm a space scientist, so I'll say a little bit about it, but not in more detail. So I'll just give you a brief that how the space technology also can be very useful to empower our civil society. Well, India, we all know that we do have a large amount of resources, and it's also globally recognized that India is having one of the biggest knowledge pool in the world. Let me give you a quick example. You pick up any industry you pick up, and you will find at least one Indian in the key position. Nowhere, doesn't matter whether in India or outside India. So it is very important to realize that if we do have the large amount of knowledge potential within the country, let us utilize it for the society. For example, we do have a big, very rich geography, including large coastal areas, very friendly solar situations, wind situations, and everything. In European countries, when I visited France, I seen something very interesting which caught my attention from the balcony from my room. They have planted water turbines at coastal area. So whenever the waves are absolutely eternal. So whenever they are coming up, the turbine is getting rotated, which is producing electricity, and that electricity is being used to provide power to the street lights on the coastal bay. So similarly, if we can imply the same things, but we can also take up any particular state across the coastal area or across the nation. We can implement this water turbines at the coastal area. This is how we can at least provide electricity to the coastal villages, or to the farm, to the fishermen, to their families, because they also require electricity and the basic life. Number two, let's talk about solar lights. Nowadays, we all are getting aware, and India is also developing on a very positive note about utilizing solar energy for routine purpose. So I'll just give you one quick example that in Gujarat recently, there's a Narmada canal. The government has planted the solar panels across the entire canal, above the entire canal. So there are two benefits. Number one is the water of Narmada river in the canal will not be easily evaporated as speedy as it is going in routine, because there is a layer above it of solar panel. And as there is a solar panel layer, you can get electricity that can be useful, that can be utilized to the villages, and that can be provided to the villages. Also, we can plant windmills. Using windmills, I know we all know about that. Everything is going on. Yeah, people are actually using it in the rural areas. Also nowadays they are starting using this all wind energy and everything. But there is still a limited area or limited utilization, I would rather say. So if we can also implement the wind turbines, that can also produce electricity. And also it is not going to produce only electricity, but it will subsequently definitely going to help to empower the rural people to get employment, to run their own houses, to encourage them to educate themselves. Because if something comes up new to us, that's a human nature. We always tend to know, okay, how it is operating, whether it's a mobile communication or television or anything else. So similarly, I believe that even an illiterate person will be definitely happy to know and explore more things. So this is how also we are going to educate him as well. I just shared one of the example in my talk in the morning with somebody, that last week I visited a science fair. There was a student of standard 10. His family is absolutely illiterate. He just came up to me. He shared his idea. He said, sir, can we utilize this wind energy, this windmill in some other purpose? And I was a little bit curious to know that what he's trying to say. So I just exchanged a couple of words, and then after I came to know and I realized that what his idea was, we can connect a mechanical wheel with the windmill. There are two actually. Basically, the electricity, the main dynamo of the windmill is the electricity which will be produced from that will be transferred to the storage battery. But along with that, if you'll just apply a simple mechanical wheel, which will be attached with the regular fan. So as the windmill is rotating, it's getting rotated. Because of that rotation, the mechanical energy is getting transferred into fan as well. So it's also getting rotated. At the same time, the electricity which will be produced from only one fan, it will be now produced from two fans, one from windmill and one from other fan. So you'll be also getting air circulation in your home, and at the same time, power production. A small powerhouse from from totally unliterate family. So if illiterate person can think about it, we just need to realize that how much we can do and what it requires to empower himself. Now I'll come up about space technology. What my project is, my recent project is climate change monitoring using Earth observation satellites. So what we do generally is the farmers are absolutely considerable. If you'll consider space technology, farmers are illiterate. If they do have a large amount of farms, using one satellite images, they can monitor it very easily. However, we need to educate them. For that, we don't require to provide all these basic scientific fundamentals and all rocket science. Just a simple image that will show, based on the color reflection, that will show whether the crop or the vegetation is in good health, or how much amount of moisture is there in this particular soil. So the farmers are just only concerned about the image color and the graph. If it is going up, that means the moisture level in the soil is going up. If it is going down, the moisture level of the soil is going down. Similarly, if it is a red color, that's an indication that there is something wrong at a particular place in the vegetation. If it's a green, the vegetation is growing very well as per the requirement. So that will also cut the need of investing large amount of money just to monitor the farm, in the farmers in the rural area who are having large farms. However, this is going to be much more expensive for the smaller farms. But the government can play a vital role in that. The government can provide the same images at the local panchayat office to the small villages or very isolated area. This technology can also be useful not only to monitor the vegetation, but also let's talk about some urban people. It can be also useful to monitor the moisture level in the soil. That can be helpful for the construction purpose. That is also much more important. And I must say, as a scientist, what I have realized while in last 2 to 3 years, that in our so-called mega cities or metro cities, we are actually wasting the almost 30 to 40% of the energy in our daily routine, just for nothing, which is the right of the rural people. I'm not saying that let's cut down our own need and provide the resources to them, but what I am emphasizing as a scientist that let us share our technology to these people. We are living in a healthy society. If if only one state of the country is adopting this technology sharing concept, if the society, urban society is ready to share, that is going to lead a healthy competition amongst and all the communities within the nation. And just 1 minute, last minute, please. And it is going to lead a healthy competition that is going to ultimately make our country shining in real sense. I just would like to end my talk with this. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks a lot.
Do you have any questions? Please stand up, identify yourself, and you can pose the question to Dr. Rushi Ghadawala.
Thank you very much for your enlightening talk. We scientists, in fact, I am also a scientist working in a pharma company. In 2004, I returned back from US. I was working as a scientist in the University of Pennsylvania to serve our country. One thing I could see with our scientist community that we talk a lot in the conferences and meetings, but it's really pitiable that how much we take it to the society.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
That's something, few of us, those who are here, are very, like-minded scientists. It's a time that, we have to encourage our scientific community and how much that we can contribute to the development of our society. For example, you talked very well about the electricity, what are the various ways to generate electricity. These are certain messages that we have to take directly to the society. For example, if you see in Tamil Nadu, like 10 years ago, it had surplus electricity. Recently they changed the government because the government was not able to provide 24 hours. There was a cut of 2 hours electricity. But after the change of government, what has happened? That instead of 2 hours, it's a 20-hour electricity cut. This is what happened with the change of government also. But here, this is one of the ways that we can take it to the society. But my question is that how we are going to take it forward? Or do you have any suggestions in this regard?
Well, thank you very much for your thoughtful discussion. Well, I would definitely say that the step which has been taken by the Tamil Nadu government, that is also remarkable. Similarly, in Gujarat, there is also one village called Raisan, nearby Gandhinagar. It's absolutely considered as a green village. The people in the village are having their own biogas plant. So the entire village remains clean because all the waste that are definitely going to go for biogas plant. That's the one their moral responsibility because they also want to live in a healthy society. They also want to live a good life, good quality life. So government has provided biogas plants. Government has installed a setup for that. They started using it. They do have their own solar panels. Like Suzlon and Adani Group has also started giving loans to the village people. But these are loans, not a grant. And absolutely, I do agree with that because if we just provide grant free of cost, actually our motive is to educate them, to make them sustainable, so that they can live their good life independently, rather than dependent on somebody. So similarly, I would rather say that, we all know where are the problems and what are the problems. And we also know, as you rightly said, that we could talk a lot about what are the solutions and how it can be implemented. The only concern comes when it is going to be implemented and how. That's your question, right? Yeah. So when it is going to be implemented, let's talk about it first. We all have talked. We all are knowing what are the problems. So unless and until there is a will from our own heart that yes, myself is ready to share technology with others. The moment when we realize that the moment when we decide, we'll be doing it. And how? If we have a will, we'll definitely, if we do have a really good will from by the heart that I want to share it, then we're definitely going to share it anyhow. There are lots of means, there are lots of ways. For example, if one can, due to some financial restrictions, if one cannot sustain or one cannot help, but at least one can encourage the others, like what the ICONGO event is, this RDX CONCLiVE is doing. Similarly, like we all can do together. We can all, at least one person cannot do, but we all can do together. We can all get we are here together from different communities. We are scientists, businessmen, entrepreneurs, doctors, educators, professors. So I think there is a very rich knowledge pool we do have. So if we all are agreed, we can definitely find out some very good way to implement this technology sharing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rushi. We'll take one more question. I'll speak very candidly about that, but I see smaller SMEs which are doing much more work to create energy for the people who require and need that energy. Praj Industries was one brilliant example because they've provided their knowledge to a whole lot of farmers and empowered a lot of farmers simply by knowledge transfer and knowledge sharing. Yes, and that's the whole idea of Lex, right? So it's about knowledge sharing.
Yeah, but I personally believe that not only one organization.
Yeah, I'm just giving you one example. So, like I said, there are a lot of smaller, medium enterprises.
So if we all are scattered, we cannot make the change.
Right.
But if we are together, we can definitely make the change.
Sure. There's Husk Power, which is doing it in Bihar. So, yes. Anyone else with any questions? So, shall we move on? Okay.